What's good, family? What's good? What's good? It's your boy, Urban Sports Guru. Shout out to everyone. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. Everyone's protecting themselves. Do what you got to do to make it through this Rona time. Been putting in this work for this NFL draft, and I'm gonna do a mock draft for the top 20 picks. What I think gonna happen, and what I think should happen. What I think should happen. We're gonna start off with number one. That is Joe Burrow. Now, I think this is the gimme. I kind of halfway liken this to LeBron James. Let me explain why. You got a team where a lot of players don't really want to go to. People, you know what I'm saying? Like Cleveland Cavaliers, Cincinnati Bengals, State of Ohio, by the way, but I'll leave that alone. Then you have a player who's from there, from a city real close to it, and wants to come there, and he's prime target franchise kind of player. I think it's just lined up perfectly. I don't think they're even entertaining any other trade offers, even though they can get the farm for Joe Burrow. I don't think they're entertaining it, and I don't blame them. I think they take Joe Burrow, and I think they're right in the move in taking Joe Burrow. That's easy. Now, the second pick, you have Chase Young. Second pick, you have the Washington Redskins. I see them taking Chase Young, and I don't think that's even a conversation. I think there's a tiny bit of entertaining for the simple fact of they're going to have to do something with the Trent Williams situation. Trent Williams doesn't want to play with them anymore, and he has great reason to not want to play with them anymore. But they have a head coach now in Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera coached Julius Peppers. You know what I'm saying? He has Jack Del Rio on the staff, who coached and drafted Khalil Mack. Generational pass rusher like that, there's no way in hell they pass that up. They're taking Chase Young. Now the third pick is where it gets very, very interesting. Now it has been talked about for weeks that Lions may want to take Tua. Now it's being flat out put out there. It was speculated they may trade him. Now the Lions GM's putting it out there. Yeah, we're shopping the pick. Pick number 3. Now, why is this interesting? A lot of people want Tua, and rightfully so. Then you have the Chargers that may want him. I think a dangerous team is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars have the 9th pick and the 20th pick, on top of having 2 major trading chips. They're getting rid of basically everyone from that era. Calais Campbell, Jalen Ramsey, AJ Bouye. They get rid of everyone from that era. Who's left? Yannick Ngakoue, who the Giants have said they wanted, but they put the franchise on. And also Leonard Fournette, who had a great season last year. It's just been put out that he's part of trade talks. So the fact that Leonard Fournette is now part of trade talks, and I look at the Lions situation, you have Kerryon Johnson, who I like, but he hasn't shown an ability to stay healthy. You give Matt Stafford a running game like that. The fact that you have Yannick Ngakoue, Leonard Fournette, you have the 9th pick and the 20th pick. Jaguars, I anticipate them being very aggressive in this draft. You have the Dolphins at 5, who have 3 first-round picks plus 2 second-round picks. Dolphins have, what pick numbers do they have? Dolphins have the 5th, the 18th, the 26th, plus 2 second-round picks. So I anticipate them being very, very aggressive. So if the Lions were to stand pat, the fact that they just traded away Darius Slay, I think it makes sense for them to take Jeff Okudah, who's the best corner in this draft by far. That makes sense. Maybe they'll entertain Isaiah Simmons. You know, anybody from the Patriots coaching tree, particularly defensively, knowing how much Bill Belichick's values linebackers. Patriots had the best core linebackers in the league last year, which is why that defense was so great. Then you factor in Matt Patricia, who was the DC over there. He's running the show now in Detroit. Isaiah Simmons is an option. But they may take Jeff Okudah. I see them still staying pat, taking Jeff Okuda if they don't trade back. Now you have the Giants who are also looking to trade. In a perfect world, my Giants, first of all, before I even go there, I gotta give credit where it's due. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Dave Gettleman. However, he did around this time make the move to take Daniel Jones over Dwayne Haskins, much to the chagrin of a lot of people, including me. And right now, he looks very smart for that move. Now, in the perfect world, my Giants will stay at 4 and take Isaiah Simmons. Generational talent at defensive end. Goes with the linebacker theme. You see the guys from Belichick coaching tree. Goes with the theme with what you see the Giants doing this year in the offseason. I don't think those are Gettleman moves. I think those are Coach Joe Judge moves. So it goes with that theme. However, I wouldn't be mad if they traded back and got a tackle. You just drafted what looks like could be your franchise quarterback. You think you want to protect them better than you did Eli. There's some really, really good tackles in this draft. There's Mekhi Becton, Andrew Thomas, Jedrick Willis. There's some really, really good tackles. If they were to trade back with, say, Jacksonville, you could still get one of those tackles. You know what I'm saying? Tristan Wirfs. There's like 4 quality tackles that should be available in the top 20. And I know they're still paying some guaranteed money to our current left tackle who stunk it up. Had a decent first year, but last year completely stunk it up. They're still paying some guaranteed money there, so I won't be mad, but you can figure that out. And you get extra draft capital. You probably get an extra first-round pick to fill up some other holes. As of right now, I still have the Giants taking Isaiah Simmons if they're not able to trade the pick. I think a lot of it is predicated on the Tua nonsense. And I say nonsense because once teams get Tua, the second quarterback gets drafted, then I think the trading up is going to be for the third quarterback. Whether if Tua gets drafted second, then okay, then we got to get Justin Herbert. Or if Justin Herbert, then we got to get Tua. Or, you know what I'm saying, maybe someone trades up to get Jordan Love. That's why I think the craziness happens when it comes to quarterbacks. It's a very important position, and that's when the craziness, and that's where basically you can ask for whatever and they'll give it up. If you get the right guy, it's worth it. My Giants did this a long time ago, got Eli, we got 2 Super Bowls. It's worth it. But nonetheless, then you have the Dolphins. Dolphins have 3 first-round picks. If Tua were to fall to 5, right now it's being said that the Dolphins are looking at Justin Herbert and really liking Herbert and will possibly take Herbert over Tua. I need to see it to believe it. Just keep it all the way 1,000 with you. I need to see that shit to believe it. I have a hard time believing if the Dolphins have the opportunity to draft Tua Tagovailoa and they don't fucking draft him. All due respect to Justin Herbert, I need to see it. Justin Herbert, to me, is one of those quarterbacks that you kind of fall in love with the combine because of his measurables, etc., etc. But when you look at the tape and you look at Tua, you do not compare him to Justin Herbert. You don't. And I understand his injury concerns. I just think a team needs to draft him and redshirt him. Put him on that Patrick Mahomes plan. You do that, you'll have a chance. I like what they built in Miami. I like the coach. You don't build up all that capital to draft a Justin Herbert. That's all I'm saying. And then we have the Chargers at 6. The Chargers are in a crazy position to me. And I say this because they were in the Tom Brady sweepstakes. And I think that would have been a great situation for him. However, and one of the holes they had on the team was offensive line. What they go? Get Brian Bulaga at right tackle. If you had Tom Brady at quarterback, guess what? You could shore up left tackle. Let's go. There'll be nothing to talk about if you had Tom Brady. To shore up left tackle, they'd probably be taking Tristan Wirfs, and this conversation will be over with. It will be over with. There will be no discussion. But they didn't get Tom Brady. They missed out. They lost him out to Tampa Bay Bucks, of course, as we know now. So, with that being said, They want their quarterback of the future. Do they go the Jordan Love route or do they go Justin Herbert? Justin Herbert's a West Coast guy from Oregon. I think they go Justin Herbert. 7, I think it's an easy selection. The Panthers, I think they take Derrick Brown. They lost on Terry Poe to the Cowboys. They lost Jared McCoy to the Cowboys. You need a defensive tackle. He is by far the best defensive tackle. No, I don't say by far. He's one of the best defensive tackles in the draft. I think Kinlaw is right there. I think Kinlaw has a higher ceiling. So I can't say by far. I'd be wrong saying that. Then you have 8. You have Tristan Wirfs to the Cardinals. And I say this because you've given him another target. You gave him another target. Now you need to protect him. Bad enough you already have a very miniature quarterback. So he got hit a lot. Can't keep this going. Tristan Wirfs the most athletic tackle in this draft. Best upside. That's why I think they're going. Then you have the Jaguars at 9. If they don't, if the trades don't happen, which I think they will, but if the trades don't happen, I see Javon Kinlaw at number 9 for Jacksonville. And I say this because they just basically traded away Calais Campbell. And I think he can do a lot of the things that Calais Campbell do. I think Kinlaw is going to be a problem in this league. Problem. Not a 1-2 time Pro Bowler, perennial Pro Bowler. I think this guy has all pro written all over him. And at 9, I think he's kind of a steal. You put him on that defensive line with Josh Allen, you could be rebuilding Saxonville. I like that move a lot. I understand they could go receiver here. Get themselves a Jerry Jeudy, give Gardner Minshew somebody. Or if Tua were to drop here, they're definitely taking Tua. They'll definitely take Tua. You can redshirt him behind Gardner Minshew. That makes a lot of sense. Now the Browns, similar situation to the Chargers. However, they have the quarterback that they want at Baker Mayfield. They went and got a backup to challenge him, keep him focused, which I think was a smart move. They had problems at tackle. What they do, they give right tackle a whole bunch of money. Well deserved, by the way. Tackle from Tennessee. So now it's pretty easy. They just need a left tackle. And they take here Kendrick Wills from Alabama. Very simple. Now you have Jack Conklin, those interior linemen, to go with those 2 running backs, to go with those wide receivers. The only question with Cleveland is the supposed trade talk of Odell. Is this where it's going to go down? I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they will. I don't think this in their best interest to trade Odell. But I'll say this much. When the noise you make starts trumping your production, you then become expendable. Whether that's right or whether that's wrong. And I think they should keep Odell because he's fucking Odell. One of the most talented receivers in the league. But he's on that borderline right now, where the noise he's making is starting to trump his production. When he's wearing watches the first game of the year, probably got an endorsement deal. You don't want that out of your star players. You don't want that. You want them focused on the game. You want them 100% focused on the game. That's the only caveat I see with Cleveland in this draft. Will this be an opportunity for them to trade Odell? That's it. The Jets, I'm not the biggest Sam Darnold fan, but it's very difficult for you to grade quarterbacks if you don't give them anything that they really need. And every quarterback needs receivers. I think getting someone who's a great route runner in Jerry Jeudy, Sam Darnold could use that. Any quarterback can. I think that's a very easy pick. Now, what I'm noticing, because of the way the draft is lining up, great talent, a top 10 talent like a Jonathan Taylor, the running back out of Wisconsin, is going to fall. And I think whoever gets him to anywhere past 10, you're getting a steal. because I think he's a top 10, if not top 5 talent in his draft, and he is going to drop because of this. Next, you have the Raiders with everything they went through with Antonio Brown last year, with everything that they went through. They need a receiver. You went and got Marcus Mariota to challenge Derek Carr, to push him. I don't think there's much. I don't think he can do to Derek Carr what Ryan Tannehill did to him. I don't see that happening. That's just me. However, the Raiders do have 2 first-round picks. And I don't think they use pick number 12 on a quarterback. But if if Tua by some miracle dropped to 12, they're taking Tua. That's the only way I see it. But if Jordan Love were to, because of that, the Raiders may be one of those teams calling up to the Giants. Because the Giants can still get a tackle at 12 and take that extra first-round pick at 19. Plus whatever else they're throwing in there. So there's an option. But I see them taking CeeDee Lamb at 12 if they stay at 12. And if Jordan Love is there at 19, they're taking Jordan Love. Putting that out there. 49ers, they're the best team in the NFC. And there's 5 NFC teams drafting ahead of them. So you have the best team in the NFC drafting basically number 6 for their conference. So the rich get richer. And plus they have an extra first round pick 31. So, no, with Kyle Shanahan, then I don't see them using this pick for a running back. But since they weren't able to re-sign Emmanuel Sanders, who went to New Orleans, I think it's going to be a great fit for him. They have a whole lot of wide receiver. You could also see them, it's been talked about them getting Kinlaw. If Kinlaw falls down to there, they still have a surplus of D linemen, so they can add to that. But if Henry Ruggs is there, I don't see them passing that up. That kind of speed to go with that running game, having someone like that to take top of the defense, I see Kyle Shanahan taking that all away. Then you have the Bucks, which is in the position that the Chargers wanted to be in, having everything taken care of. Now, let me just get a tackle from my old quarterback, and this is what they're going to do. Very, very simple. I think they'll take Andrew Thomas over, say, a Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton wowed everyone at the combine, and rightfully so. But I just think that when these oversized tackles, weight is always an issue, and then they end up getting moved to guard. I remember a tackle by the name of Leonard Williams, who eventually excelled for the Cowboys at guard. Guys like that, or even bum-ass Eric Flowers. He excelled last year in Washington, playing guard. He showed some crazy athleticism, but I think that's the concern, and a rightful concern. Plus, he had this news that come up about him failing the drug test. I think teams will be scared of that. A la a few years ago, Laramie Tunsil. Rightfully so or not, I think he'll drop. He'll be the last of the top tackles. And I think the Bucks will take Andrew Thomas over him here because of that. Broncos in the very next pick. They've had offensive line issues for years. Because of that, right here at pick 15, they take Mekhi Becton. Now the Falcons, I've been calling it since before the end of the regular season. And I told y'all the teams I think are primed to make a move. I think that offensively they can be back to normal. They take care of the running game. They go get Todd Gurley. I don't know if Todd Gurley can handle all the carries on his own. If the Falcons, they can go chase on, Matt Quinn loves pass rushers. But if they win Jonathan Taylor with Todd Gurley, their running game will be back. Those receivers will look so much better. You got the offensive line for it. They can go chase on the pass rusher from LSU. I think this is a prime position for the Falcons to take that running back from Wisconsin, Jonathan Taylor, special runner. You team him with Todd Gurley, they could be competing for the Super Bowl again. That's just my opinion. Now, the Cowboys, if Chase Young is there, I think they should. But the fact that you lost Daniel Cobb, I think he caught like 55 balls. You lost Jason Witten, he caught 65 balls. You have 2,000-yard receivers, but you just lost a lot of catches. Also meaning a lot of targets. You're going to have to replace that. I think Jefferson, the wide receiver from LSU, makes sense. And I think that's where they're going to go. Dolphins, I see them taking at 18. If they still have this pick, I'd see them taking Xavier McKinney. Why? You traded Minkah Fitzpatrick. You traded that away. And, but they may not even have this pick at 18. More than likely they won't. But because you traded away a guy like Minkah Fitzpatrick, you need to replace that. And at 18, that's what I see them doing. Now the Raiders, I've already told you, Jordan Love is there. They're taking Jordan Love. I do not see, you know what I'm saying, John Gruden passing that up. Can't see it. Jaguars, their first round pick at 20. That might not be them here at 20 because I anticipate a trade. If they are still here at 20, they'll probably need to get a weapon for Gardner Minshew. And what I see for them is Denzel Mims, wide receiver from Baylor. Those are my top 20 picks. One of the most effective picks, I think, is going to be the Redskins, getting Chase Young. Redskins have a lot of good young defenders. Allen, Landon Collins. You still got Ryan Kerrigan, Montez Sweat. What they need is a superstar defender. That's going to make everyone else better around them. Getting Chase Young is going to be that. And I anticipate Chase Young being the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, on offense, the special pick that I see a few picks. If the Falcons take Jonathan Taylor, I think he will be in stiff competition with Joe Burrow for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's my draft analysis. Those are top 20 picks as promised. Your boy, Urban Sports Guru. Everybody still stay safe. Love y'all. I'm out. Salute.